Oh, you're so lucky.
That would have been so hilarious. It was like
3, 2, go.
Unable to go live. Please update. And then it took like
2
an
hours
hour.
later. What's going on,
What's up, everyone?
We are here.
We are here tonight. We're going to talk some trout fishing, which we don't do very many trout fishing live feeds, but we have so many trout.
It's because it's so
fishermen
dark when we're out doing the crazy trout stuff. It's so dark and dreary now, thanks to daylight savings time. Yes, Michael Chapman, here we go. What's up, Ray Paul, Joshua? Yeah, we got special guests tonight talking trout. We are all talking trout. There's some good trout stocking lakes coming up.
We're going to talk about this too. And one of you guys is going to get this tonight.
Good prize pack.
You are going to be the first official person to ever get one of these in your hand.
The Addicted Winter Chrome 2.
We're going to talk a little bit about this tonight. Again, if you guys haven't known, I've been getting tons of messages asking when people can get them, where they can get them. So we're going to talk a little bit about these kits tonight once we get some more viewers up in here. And I ordered some DoorDash for myself.
For yourself or for all of us?
Just for me.
Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
I got myself a mod pizza.
That would have been nice. Pizza sound good, Clint?
No, would it? Every time I bring food in here, Cam will be like, no. I already ate it.
I just don't want to be rude.
I like food.
I let our other starving people have it.
I like food.
I thought you ate another 7-Eleven hot dog. So
no, I will never do that again after that week.
After that lashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys know the drill. Make sure you guys are dropping some comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from.
Yep.
And share this out there if you can. Share it on Facebook. Message it to friends if you're on YouTube. Let's get a bunch of people in here and talk some trout fishing tonight. And don't forget, hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to get some little giveaway prizes right now here. And we have a special guest with us tonight. So once we get done with all of our little announcements and stuff, we're going to bring our special guest in.
No, you're good. Never mind. What's up? A lot of Southern Oregon. Man, that is someplace I plan on spending a lot of time in the next few months.
Why?
Just because they're here. They have some cool fish down there. We know the North Washington coast is pretty much a dumpster fire right now. So, yeah, if you want to catch steelhead, I guess. Oh, he's a good kid. Oh, wow. These comments are coming in too fast. Did Clint make you guys late? Yes. That's the only comment I read when things are flying.
Oh, my God.
Holy cow. Linden, Washington, up north. What's going on? Hazel Dell, Snoqualmie, California, Saskatchewan, Kelso, OC.
Dude, a kokanee would totally eat that.
Colombia, South America?
That's 16th ounce.
Yeah. I kind of agree with what he was talking about, though.
What was he talking about?
Just the action. It's all about that action, boss.
Dude, you put that behind a Dodger, they'll eat that for sure.
Astoria, Utah, BC. Man, there's a lot of people freaking firing in tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's because we're talking about trout.
Hello, Vancouver. Talking trout fishing without Jordan. Yes, talking trout fishing without Jordan.
Yes, guys, Jordan is at elk camp.
Elk season.
Trying to shoot an elk. His buddy got one, but he hasn't got one yet. Yeah.
Phil
got one.
Nice.
Spike. Well, they can only shoot spikes.
Yeah, they only shoot spikes.
But he's hunting with his tribal buddy, too, so they can shoot branch bulls. His tribal buddy can.
Yeah.
His tribal buddy can shoot 2 branched bulls.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that just means that's just more to pack out for those other guys. Yeah. Damn. But he hasn't gotten one yet.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, they have not gotten one
I am
yet.
lost tonight, but pulled over to watch.
Huh?
Someone
said, I am lost tonight, but pulled over to watch.
Well, appreciate you pulling over to
watch.
watch.
Well, if you got signal to watch, you probably have signal to do Google Maps.
All right, guys.
Good luck
so
to you.
The first little prize pack that we're going to give away, a nice little can koozie from Con Coolers. We're also going to give away 2 Roostertails right here. A couple Roostertails for you. If you want an opportunity to win these, just do us a huge favor. Hit the thumbs up button on the video for us. Share this out. Message it. Share it on Facebook, Facebook groups, all those great little places. Let's get a bunch of people in here chatting tonight. And then drop a comment below and let us know what the biggest trout you've ever caught is. What is the biggest trout you've ever caught? I don't care if it's a lake trout, if it's a rainbow trout.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm like, it was probably about 20 plus pounds and it swam to the ocean and came back.
A steelhead? You can't count a steelhead.
Come on.
No. It's got to be a trout,
They're
not
trout.
a steelhead.
Trout.
Biggest trout.
Trout. Come on.
Ooh, 5 pounds. That's a giant. 14 pounds. That's huge. when Scott was fishing over at, where was he just fishing?
I know where he's
𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣, right?
Sure.
Some guy caught like a 27-pounder.
Yeah. Monster.
Well, how big are those ones they released in your kokanee spot?
Jumbos?
Yeah.
3 pounds.
They're like
Lots of 3,
5
4
pounds would be biggest.
Yeah. Clint, a fish that's this big is not 12, okay?
I'm not saying.
I'm just
I wonder how many are not going to get caught in the one lake that they released them, and then how big they're going to get. Because they released 450,000 triploids, and those things eventually will get huge.
it's happening right now in another lake that they dumped 300 and some odd thousand.
What lake?
The one up north that people have been fishing the
yeah.
snot out.
Yeah.
Right, whatever. Yeah.
That's
But
what-
it's
that's what
working.
I-
Yeah,
that's
they're
what I
getting
was
some
talking
nice
about.
ones. Yeah.
How big are they though? No,
Oh,
they
that-
put 400 and something thousand in there.
Right, but they no.
Triploids in that lake.
Didn't they do it up in the third lake? Up
Rife?
No.
No.
No. You know where I'm talking.
Oh, I don't know then. Maybe.
They did them to some a little more local than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Quickly.
Sorry, guys. We're being all
Wow.
we're being all cryptic.
Whatever.
We're being all cryptic. Oh,
But you know, here's the thing. It's a good part of the lesson. You know, if you guys are looking to do a bunch of trout fishing, look at your state stocking reports. A lot of them are published and tell you exactly what they put and where they put it. If you're looking for some good trout fishing, or you want to go film some content, like we're all kind of rustling around, and that's where you probably should go. Like, start there, right?
Yep.
I mean, so it's all public information.
Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you so
Yes.
much. You guys are always giving us super chats every week, and we really appreciate it.
See, now someone just said a 31 at 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣.
Yeah, see,
That's not how you spell it, but it's very close.
No, that's where you put it. Put that in your Google Maps.
that's huge. Do you have him in here waiting?
Huh?
You should
No.
probably bring him in to wait. Yeah, I'd bring him in and let him chill. Bring him in and let him chill. I told him 6:45, and it's almost 7. But
Well, we started at 6.
he's probably used to us doing that because we're always late. We suck.
Very true.
We got lots of people commenting some big ass trout.
Yeah,
Clint.
I'm reading them all. We need to know GPS locations on every one of those trouts.
Oh. How many of you guys saw the video a couple days ago that Jordan put out? We put out a video where we went and tried to catch trout, and all we caught was salmon. Jordan went trying to catch cutthroat, and then hooked like a couple really nice salmon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On micro worms.
Should have bite those.
Oh yeah. He didn't land either of them because he was using the
Yeah,
ultralight trout rod.
gear in there. Yeah.
That was a really good video. If you guys have not checked out that video, we put it out on Tuesday. It is a really good video. Definitely check out that video on Tuesday. I'm missing so these comments are coming in so quick that they're like filtering in.
Yeah,
by
it's
like
really a lot of people.
12
Are
of them.
freaking.
If we miss your comments, guys, I am so sorry. A lot of the comments are coming in. All of a sudden, it'll just be like 20 comments at one time.
Thanks, Jaron, for the super chat. My biggest was 7.5 pounds, about 30 inches at Hume Lake in California.
Nice.
Very
Big
cool.
one. Yeah, how many of you guys have checked out the whitewater video that we put out? Almost a little over an hour long, a little bit more of a longer 4-day adventure. How many of you guys have checked that video out?
Dude, I haven't. Yeah, I need to watch that one.
It's good.
I need to. I will
No,
watch
like
it tonight.
10 minutes or 15 minutes in, he rows a class 5 in his kayak. It's pretty cool to watch.
I've seen the. What do they call that? I think, yeah, whatever.
Some drop, some waterfall drop. And he catches some really nice fish, and they see bears, and it's just beautiful country up there.
No, I want to watch that. I'll probably watch that tonight.
He was getting wrecked in the comments though, because there's this segment in there where he's like, all right, well now we got like a ton of like 3, 4, and 4 class rapids that we're gonna row the next couple hours, so you guys are gonna get to see a lot of these 3 and 4 class rapids. And then it wasn't in the video. Like there was no, like it just like cuts to the next day. And I'm like, what the hell, Sean? Like, I think what happens is that's why Sean said it's really hard to edit videos that you haven't filmed yourself.
I have said that for you, even back from when I was editing.
Yeah.
If you're not there and know what you're missing and know, like, you put those mental footnotes in your head to put things in order, it's tough. Yeah. We'll see how he does with the one. Anyways.
He'll do fine.
He'll do good.
He'll do fine. All right, Clint, let's pick our first winner. First winner is going to win a Colin Cooler can koozie and a couple Roostertail spinners. Who do we got, Clint? Who do we got?
There's a lot of comments, so good luck. Oops. After what Jared told me in the podcast that we just recorded with him, or the special guest, I should say, I'm going to keep this one and throw it in my bass arsenal.
Cameron Couch. He says, perks of being a Native American. Absolutely, man. Get it, whack 2 bulls. We got you a can koozie, Cameron, and a couple Roostertail spinners. So shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address. Let us know what you want, and we'll get it shipped out to you.
Yeah. What else is going on in the
We
world?
got our guy in the green room.
We'll bring our guest in just a second. But before we do, let's talk about these. So as you guys know, last year, go to side cam, Clint. Last year
I've got 3 real true. So which one are you talking to?
Last year we released the Addicted Winter Chrome Kit, and we have officially launched version number 2. Available in a bunch of different Costco locations, I think as early as next week. Clint, will you roll those locations up on the screen?
Roll them up.
And zoom it out big so they can read them. So here you guys go. These are all of the locations that are
Wilsonville, thank God. We got so much crap for not having the first kit in Wilson, but remember Wilsonville. Wilsonville, folks.
So here you guys go. These are the Costco locations that officially are going to be carrying the limited edition Winter Chrome Kit. Clint, if you scroll down, I'll just read them real quick. We have Central Point, Oregon, Bonnie Lake, Washington, East Vancouver, Washington, Roseburg, Oregon, Warrington, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington, Wilsonville, Oregon, Lacey, Washington, Hillsboro, Oregon, Albany, Oregon, Puyallup, Washington. How do you pronounce that?
Squim. I was going to say, I'll let you hang yourself on that one.
Squim, Washington, Gig Harbor, Washington, Kennewick, Washington, Tigard, Oregon, Clarkston, Washington. Where's Clarkston at?
Isn't that like Clarkston, Lewiston?
I don't know.
Isn't that like kind of like...
I think that's Eastern, isn't it?
That's 6, so those guys in Idaho will be able to
do.
Clackamas, Oregon, Tacoma, Washington, Salem, Oregon, Tumwater, Washington, Eugene, Oregon, Silverdale, Washington, Aloha, Oregon, Tukwila, Washington, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington. So as you guys can see, we really adjusted the locations this year to try to get these in more of the places that you guys wanted them. And let's open this bad boy up and show you. The other thing we did this year, guys, is we took all your feedback, everything that you guys told us needed to happen to these kits, and we made the changes to the kits. So you're going to get 3 of our Addicted steelhead floats.
No comments.
One of them is going to be a limited edition high vis float, orange, that you're only going to be able to get in this Costco kit. You're going to get 4 sink it jigs. You're going to get 2 packages of our steelhead worms, the Sloppy Smith and the Red Fever. You're going to get 4 different wormhead jigs. You're also going to get a spool of our Addicted Enforcer braid. You're going to get some fluorocarbon, and you're going to get a sick limited edition metallic Addicted steelhead decal that you can throw on your box. And it all comes in a nice high quality box. So that is the kit this year for 2021. And we tried to get them in a lot earlier this year, guys, into the stores earlier for you guys, so you guys could get them for Christmas presents or do whatever. So the kits are the same price that they were last year, $59.99. And the cool thing about these guys is it's everything that you need. So I just went and filmed a video with Sean a couple days ago where I literally take this kit. All I do is have a rod and a reel, and I rig it up from start to finish and show you that you can literally just take this kit, take a rod and a reel, go to the river and catch fish. So it's a really good thing that you can get for people that are beginners, or even just yourself if you want just a nice kit that you can easily grab or keep in your truck. If you scan this little barcode here on the front, it's going to take you to our YouTube channel that'll have a how-to video. We'll also have a page on our website that you can basically go to, watch the video, and it'll show you everything that's in the kit and how to use it.
What about for people that aren't local?
So for people that aren't local, you will be able to get these on our website. And as soon as I get them, I will put them up for sale on the website, and we're going to launch some special deals for the holiday season and everything, so they're coming. Also, you'll be able to get them on Costco's website. So the thing about it, guys, is these are limited. So last year, a lot of these sold out in pretty much all of the stores that they went into. So make sure you go early. Again, they're supposed to be in the stores as early as next week from what I understand. So the rep from Mustad messaged me today and said, Costco kits were delivered to the warehouses in Washington today. I would imagine they would be in the stores as early as tomorrow morning. So there's a chance that they might be stocked into the stores as early as tomorrow morning. So get your kit. We'll announce it when you can get them on our website and when you can get them on Costco's website. They will be the same price as last year, $59.99. We appreciate the support on these. It's really cool to see these in the Costco stores and kind of a unique place to sell them, in my opinion, but great for the holidays. What are you talking about?
We're out of floats on the website?
Yep, we're sold out. Yep. We're sold out. We got more coming. We have almost 10,000 floats coming to our website.
I was going to say, there was a bunch of them in there a week ago.
The other cool thing, the high-vis ones are coming, the orange ones. So you'll be able to get the orange float on our website as well very, very soon. The other cool thing, huge shout out to Costco. I can't say enough about the people over at Costco for supporting Addicted and wanting our products in their stores. And a lot of that's due to just all you fans out there and all you addicts that continue to follow us and buy our products and buy our merch because you trust us. But Costco actually also put our kill bags in the stores. So right next to our Winter Chrome kits that you'll be able to purchase, you'll also be able to purchase our Addicted kill bags in Costco as well. So huge shout out to Costco. Go get your Christmas presents this year at Costco.
I do the kill bags. Like I use a lot of the kill bags kind of during the testing phase and stuff. Just had them in the sled, put fish in there. But I really started using the kill bag the last few weeks in the raft. Freaking awesome,
dude!
You can cram 9 coho in there.
Yeah, guys were sending me pictures this year with 5 Chinook.
Yeah, I was gonna say but I'd say like it's like a 3 to 4 Chinook, really a half dozen good coho, but I got 9 in there one day. Yeah. They were good fish.
And everyone continues to ask about the trout floats. Guys, the trout floats are coming. I know. I'm sorry that they've taken this long, but as you guys know, with everything that's going on right now in the world,
we'll take the wins as we get them right now.
The supply chain is just messed up. I mean, you've seen all the drone footage of all the ships sitting off San Francisco Bay, and just if you're importing anything into the U.S., it's really, really hard to get it. And the other thing is even manufacturers in the U.S. are having issues manufacturing things in the U.S. just because you can't get materials. There's just so many issues right now. So the trout floats are approved. They're supposed to be coming. We will get them as soon as we can. We appreciate the fact that you guys want them that bad. There should be more Bonkers on the website right now, Curtis.
Yeah, you just picked them up.
Yeah, so you should be able to get Bonkers on our website. A lot more twitching jigs got stocked on the website. So I know you guys were asking because you guys just sold the hell out of the twitching jigs out on the website. So a lot more are going to be getting stocked here in the next couple days. But enough about products. We need to get our man in here and talk some trout fishing.
Real fast, just before you do that, I know Jared. Sorry, Jared. Sorry, you can see me in the green room. I wonder if you can hear me. Ron Deasy asked about how the Washington town hall went last night, and a couple things, and what was brought up was a full closure on that whole North Coast Washington.
We can bring Jared in to talk about this.
Well, let me hit. What's that now?
I said we can bring Jared in to talk. I'd like to hear his opinion.
Okay, let's bring him in real quick. Ron Deasy, I want to answer that. I've seen it a couple times, so I just kind of want to touch on that real fast. What's going on, Jared from Yakima Bait?
Hey, fellas, what's shaking?
There he is.
What in the world? That was like such
real weird delay.
Yeah, you got a weird lag. Are you freaking hardwired in, or are you on Wi-Fi? What are you doing here?
No, I'm on Wi-Fi, bro. I'm in the middle of nowhere, though.
I feel like didn't we bring him into one of these before though? We didn't have any issues.
No, just on the phone.
What?
Yeah, it worked fine last time.
Yeah, it was fine last time.
Okay. I'm not knowing.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I think it's caught up now. I think the lag's gone.
Is it better?
Yep. Still a little bit of a lag, better? But whatever. What are you guys seeing? Are you guys seeing a lag? The delay is rough.
Oh, so they're seeing that too.
Yeah, they're seeing
How about that? Is that better or worse?
Jared, are you sitting close to your Wi-Fi?
Yeah. Let me get closer. Let's see here. Hang on.
Sorry, guys. You guys know how it is when we gotta.
Yeah, is that better?
It's a live show.
It's a live show, so sometimes.
I agree, Eva. Every day, every week.
Do you guys make a comment? Oh, whatever.
Clint, need to do a pre-check. Hey, Eva.
Eva.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Hey, Eva. We're
He's
not from the television world. We don't know about these pre-checks and all these weird things you guys talk about.
We operate under a little different budget.
But I think it's a lot better now. So as you guys know, this is Jared from 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪 Bait. As you guys know, the last few months we've been partnered with 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪 Bait, and we're going to be partnered with them into the future. So we just really appreciate those guys. And we thought we'd bring Jared on here to talk a little bit of trout fishing.
That's right.
Great.
Absolutely. But before
Can
we
you hear me
do,
better now?
Kim, before we do, Jared, we wanted to just talk about a little hot button issue that's going on right now.
Yeah, I've seen
in
a
the
few
Northwest, and it's just an unfortunate thing. And I think we need to get some eyeballs on it.
So just real fast, Rondeezy asked about like the total closure in Washington State and how 59% of the people that basically commented during their comment period approved of a full closure out of 100 plus votes. My only comment to that, Rondeezy, is that there was a petition last year that had 5,500 people sign that basically they didn't like anything that the Washington State Department was doing with any of the current regulations going forward. So I really beg to question who was commenting, who was the state outreaching to, and really why would the state really want to have these fisheries be conducted in a way that warrants a full closure fishery? One day, all those steelhead fishermen and all these trout fishermen are going to wake the hell up and realize that these cop-outs and these restrictions to the sport fishery are going to do nothing to bring those fish back. Period. I can talk to guides that have guided up there for 30 years that can count the amount of wild steelhead they've seen dead in those rivers on one frickin' hand. It's not going to happen. There's too many other things going wrong. This is a cop-out from the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. It is time to wake up, look around the Northwest, figure out what programs are working, and do something. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Getting us off the river is not going to fix the wild steelhead problem. So I will leave it at that. Sorry. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on. It's a complete cop-out. The wild fish groups have got in there. They are absolutely afraid of doing anything. But I've got 10,000 of you guys right out there that we cannot get anybody to go sign up or do anything to do anywhere. And I'm sick of it. So you know what? When they close that down, they're going to move right down the coast. And we're all going to be fishing on top of each other. And we all can bitch about it then. Anyways, moving on. No, it's just so, I mean, they come out with these graphs. 59% of the people wanted to close out of 110 votes. It's like we had petitions last year that 5,500 people that said what they're doing is completely wrong. It's a cop out. It's what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, anyone can do that. I can go get 100 freaking people to vote for something like that. It's all about who you get to vote.
It's all, well, it's not that. It's all who counts the votes.
Yeah,
I mean, and what's it going to do? Like, it's not going to do a damn thing. They can't. Show me one evidence of a river or a system where you had a sport fishery and you took off a catch and release sport fishery and the fish came just resounding back. Just give me one example and I'll shut up. I'll wait. You won't give me one. There is none.
No,
so
not on catch and
release.
release. Hell no.
I don't. It's absolutely
especially when
bullshit.
you look at all the studies now that have shown that basically, I mean.
And for those that don't know what we're talking about, basically, we've got some steelhead fisheries in the north coast of Washington that should be like the absolute pinnacle of steelhead fishing anywhere on the west coast. They really should be. They actually do have the best habitat. They do have a lot of these good things going. And the last few years, due to some blob and some ocean conditions and some loss of rearing areas and habitat in the ocean, they've really, really have fallen on their face. The problem is us as humans, we've gone and affected and done all this crap to it, whether you want to say global warming, habitat loss, fisheries, tribal, sport, whatever it may be. But the bottom line is our state managers are doing zip about it, except for they're going to make sure that the guys catching and releasing aren't going to fish the river this week or this month or whatever. It's not going to do a damn thing. It's not going to do anything, especially when
it's going to do a lot from a negative perspective. I mean, think about...
Right, they're losing all their advocates. They're losing all the people that can participate in the sports. If they go to the no boat closure again, as much as they want to say that they didn't lose anybody, you and I floated the freaking sole duck on top freaking best weekend in the freaking season.
We saw one other boat.
We saw one other boat on a Saturday and a Sunday during prime conditions. Give it a rest. Just because people fish the Ho because they can throw their fly rods because it's easy access doesn't mean the other 25 rivers didn't get screwed. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really sad what's happening, and I just wish we as sport fishermen could figure out a way to...
None of y'all will do it. Everybody asks questions. What do you think about it? That's what I think about it, but no one does shit. So, it's the end of it.
We tried, guys. I mean, there's a lot of organizations that have tried. We've tried to rally people. We've tried to ask people to send emails. We've tried to do all that, and we just do not get enough participation from the sport fishing community to affect change.
And you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is they're probably... And you know what? I'm not even going to necessarily say that a full closure isn't warranted because the runs are down and they are so depressed up there. Like, I'm not even going to say that maybe we shouldn't do that. But the question is, okay, so we're going to do this, right? Which might stop the bleeding, but how are we going to heal this? Like, what are we going to do? At the end of the day, there's broodstock programs that have met escapement for 22 years, even with the blob situations, that have hundreds of boats fishing them, good hatchery fisheries, 5-month fisheries, no regulations, no restrictions. They're going on in the coast. They still are swimming in the same area. They're performing well, and what this state is doing is not performing well. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it is so freaking cut and dry. It's crazy. But whatever. We'll let the feel-good politics and what feels good. I feel like we just need to let wild fish. We probably do. You and I both fish wild fish for 4 months out of the year.
We love them.
We love them. But at the end of the day, if we're not going to mitigate for all the other bull crap we've done to them, they're not going to come just magically flittering back. They're not gonna. No. They don't. It's been proven. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's time to wake the hell up. But we're not gonna. And that's the end of that. So.
Back to
but good thing we have rainbow trout
Thank
to
God
catch.
we've got rainbow trout, stalker trout, because I'm going to knock the living piss out of them the next 4 months. Because, I can't go catch a freaking nice 15-pound wheelstead in the most scenic, beautiful, pristine rivers anywhere in the country because our management is just absolutely a freaking joke. It's a joke.
Oh, bro.
It's a joke. What do you want to comment on that, Jared? Hey, you're going to sell a lot of Roostertails, bud. Get ready.
Bro, I'm telling you what, that was the Dave Chappelle of fishing right there.
Oh, trust me, I toned it down so much it's not even funny.
You nailed it, bro. I was sitting there thinking, yeah, I'll chime in there, and then you were like 3 steps ahead of me, and you were on fire, bro. And you lit it up. I agree with it 100%. You killed it.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But whatever.
Yeah, and I was smiling at
and
you.
And then we'll all be pissed off when we're all
finally
fishing on top of each other in 3 months, and then it'll be like, whatever.
Well, bro, someone has to say it, right? So good for you. I'm 100%. Someone has to say it. Like the
people have to teach it. I'm like, no, I didn't have to tune in. I know exactly what they're going to say. I know exactly what's going to happen.
I think part of the problem, part of the problem with I think a lot of guys would help, but they don't know where to do it. They don't know how to do it.
There is some merit to that.
You know what I mean? Like, where do they go? How do they help? What do they do?
Yeah. Nope, there is, but...
even like what is Hatchery Wild Coexist doing?
Not much, unfortunately. Not much. We don't even have our showcase piece out for videos and stuff that we were supposed to have out a year and a half ago, and it's just disappointing. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to just take matters into our own hands. I really do. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know. I don't want to trust me. I'm saying what I am saying. With biting my tongue, let's just say that there's a lot going on. That's just freaking joke. But it's feel good politics. They made an ad hoc advisory thing, which basically got fielded with a bunch of people that are going to just sit there and be like, they're just going to honestly just continue the same song and dance. They're not going to change. Nothing's going to. And then the state's going to rely on this group. This group's going to say this. They're going to be like, well, the group voted for this, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to put our hands up, not do shit. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
That's such good logic.
I saw that. I can't remember. I saw that. I saw that 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, you know what? That is so freaking right. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And when it comes to management decisions, that's exactly it. So, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Trout fishing. Thank God. Let's go. Yeah. Sorry, Jared. I don't want to cut you off. Hey, but right here, smallmouth on the Columbia River. Like, trust me, I'm buying a bass. I went and looked at a bass boat last week. When I looked at my first, I'm in the market for a bass boat. I'm gonna start tournament fishing. I love it.
Did you drink a
This
Red Bull
guy's
or
No,
something?
I'm
this
dead
guy.
serious.
What's going
This guy,
on?
we're gonna lose this guy to salmon and steel.
No,
He's
you're never
become
gonna
a
lose.
master.
No, you're never gonna lose it. But it's just, yeah, it's just crazy. But the fact that you said this on the podcast, I got one right here, Jared. Like,
Yeah, bro, that was money.
Yeah.
That was money. Yeah, the 212 yellow coach dog is my favorite one by far.
Yeah, it's been like.
He says
I see what
bass
small
question
is.
mark?
Bass? No.
Is the feed good now? Can you hear me
Anyways,
okay?
guys, you know what? Pay attention because I think the next town hall for the steelhead thing's next week, and we all know it's going to happen. And I mean, which really, with what the cards that are dealt to us this year with the forecast and escapement, I mean, it's got to happen. I mean, we got to do something to conserve what we have left. But if it just keeps going down, and we're not going to mitigate for that, it's not going to get any better. And I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. But we do have entities that are removing fish from that river too. Like, we should be putting back in that river. All of them. Like, we have to be mitigating for that loss. Because right now it's proving the steelhead can't do it themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just that simple.
I mean, that's just a no-brainer. If you're gonna
a
take, you gotta
no-brainer.
put back.
I agree. Sports side too. I mean, if you
Everyone.
want, if you want to give us a 10% sport mortality, which is a
Look,
bunch
it
of
is
crap,
not one user group.
Right.
It is all of us together combined.
Right.
We should all be working together to,
Yep.
to fix the issue.
Yeah.
So.
Can we please start trying? You know what, Isaac? Yes, we can. What's going on, Jared? We're here talking trout because, fortunately, in the state of Washington, Oregon, they're going to do a lot of trout stockings in the next couple months. Coho.
Which, by the way, huge shout out to Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, good job for stocking till Black Friday. Granted, you're only doing 2 of the 4 lakes you did in our Southwest Washington area now.
What?
Yeah, they don't do horseshoe anymore. They're not doing horseshoe for Black Friday. They're only doing crest and battleground.
What?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what's going on. They're draining it. I don't know. They're doing some other shit there. Anyways, but
Unbelievable.
But let's be honest, guys. Right now in the state of Washington, it's gonna rain a lot. Like the next few days, we're probably not going to be fishing the rivers for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of changing gears a little bit. You know, salmon's going to wind down. There's a little lull between salmon and steel. And for us West Coast, you guys on the east side though, I mean, what's like your trout? I mean, is it like go time right now? Is this some of the you were talking about during the podcast? You know, this is some of the better times to trout fish. Why don't you give us a rundown on what you see, Jared, for the next couple months trout fishing?
Well, you know, it's like you said earlier, you can go to the WDFW website and find all of these trout fisheries and what they plant, where they plant, when they plant them, and go get after it. And that's really, you know, how a lot of us dictate where we're going to go, unless we have, you know, these honey hole kind of gem lakes that aren't frozen yet, or we know that produce better, you know, towards the winter months. And, you know, we've got basically, you know, from almost up to Canada all the way down on the east side of the state to, you know, Rolling Lake on the Columbia. That's good fishing, right? And so it really just depends on size and species, man, and technique of what you're looking to do.
Rolling Lake, yeah. So is that about as far west as you kind of end up coming down here, Jared? I know you spend a lot of time there, but that's a big stalker lake too, right? It's not wild trout.
Yeah, no, it's a big stalker lake, and it's a good one. You know, Buzz always does that one for the opener. He's worked with WFW for that kind of Black Friday opener for a long time, and he always goes and does that fishery there. And it's a good one, man. I mean, you know, you can put your drift boat or whatever in there, fish from the bank. You know, and there's a lot of those fisheries that are easily accessible, and that's the beauty about winter trout fishing. I mean, you can crawl down there, get some wood, build a fire, hang out, you know, and do that. And that's kind of what makes winter trout fishing fun. Is just all of the opportunity. And, you know, I hear so many people say, well, man, I'm not sure where to go. And like I said, I mean, there's literally a site that says, you know, the plants for the entire state. And, you know, you can find them on your Google Maps and take yourself right to there. And, you know, just right here at my house alone, there's right by there's 1, 2, I-84 going past my house that they plant, or I-82, within 6 miles of my house that they plant. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunity out there, a lot.
And the cool thing is not just Washington and Oregon. Like, literally, that happens pretty much across the whole United States. There's pretty good, like, trout stockings across the whole United States. It's cool. A lot of the, like, Midwest, like, I wish well, I guess they probably don't because of salmon and steelhead. But, man, a lot of those other places, like, they stock all the creeks and rivers and stuff with trout all over the place, all over there. Did WDFW or Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife ever used to stock? Because I swear Matt Cecilia used to tell me that like they would put a lot more trout in some of the rivers and stuff around here. That there used to be a lot more cutthroat plantings and stuff that would happen in all the rivers.
I'm not sure because, like I said, it wasn't a big, cutthroat guy. I mean, I would definitely do the stalker trout thing and then do some other trout, but not. I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't like focus on that, so I never really knew. But yeah, we do have a bunch of sea run harvest trout coming in some of the rivers, so there's some good opportunity there too. And like you said, the stocking reports and everything like that, that's the no-brainer start. But Jared, why don't you, as we get into some of the stalker season, why don't you give us some of these tips? Because we were talking a little bit about on the podcast, what's probably one of the most effective ways for stalker trout and the utilization of that little guy, like right there. I don't know if you can see it.
Ah, the Corky.
Nah, he knows what it is.
It's a Corky.
Yeah, the Corky. So, the Corky is something that a lot of us guys, gals, whatever, you go to fish a lake and, a lot of us are used to that slip sinker, X amount of length of leader behind that, and then some sort of bait, whether it's power bait or some eggs or a night crawler or whatever. And the problem with most of that is a lot of times people don't understand the buoyancy. Like, how are you going to get that bait up above whatever that, ground is in the bottom of the lake or river for those fish to find it? And that Corky helps do those things. And so we found that a size 12 Corky pairs well with a size 12 treble. A size 14 Corky pairs well with a size 14 treble. Now, as we talked about in the podcast, is really after that, what you need to do is figure out how much leader length you do need. And like I said, if there's 20 inches of grass in the bottom of the lake you might be fishing, or the tributary, whatever it may be, then you're probably going to want like a 24, 26, 28 inch leader so that it floats your bait up past that grass line so those cruising fish can find it. And another thing that Corky does for you, doesn't only float your bait up, it gives them a visual point to look at. It gives you some color, some contrast. But a lot of times when you're fishing that grass stuff, or, a lot of those trout lakes have that on the bottom. And so when you cast out your power bait, everything sinks to the bottom. That power bait's trying to float, or your eggs or whatever, maybe trying to float back up through those weeds. It can't. It doesn't have the buoyancy. And with that Corky, it helps push it up through those weeds. And I found that with that Corky on there, those trout don't generally tend to just sneak up on your bait and nibble the power bait off and run off, because what you have to remember is if that trout comes up and he bites off just a little part of that power bait or whatever, or half of it, right, that buoyancy is lost. And so your bait's going to slowly start to sink and eventually become invisible to the trout. So that Corky helps keep even a little bit of bait you may have left on your hook up above where they can finish feeding on it or finish biting it, and you may get an actual chance to hook them. So super effective, super simple, super cheap. Like I said, Corkies are $3, $4, $5 for $1. Come in every color under the sun. I generally will try to contrast the power bait color that I'm using, so make it opposite, like a yarning sort of for steelhead, and super effective. Then you don't need to put a huge glob of power bait on there. I mean, if you're not sure if it's floating your hook or floating your whatever, simply just drop it in the water and see if it floats before you cast it out.
Well, like I said, if you see guys on the bank catching fish, right? And I know we talked about this before, but just a little previous here, but like you see guys on the bank catching fish, the guy right next to him not catching fish. I always feel like a lot of times it's just because they're not getting the proper amount of float or the amount of flotation out of that power bait, and utilizing that little Corky just within the bait too is so much more buoyant than power bait is already. And it's a nice little tip. It's kind of like when I say sturgeon fishing, use a little more lead just to make sure you're on the bottom. Well, now when you're power bait fishing, just use a little Corky to make sure you're floating up on the top to where the fish are actually going to get it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's super simple. And that buoyancy thing is huge. I mean, you can't go out there with a size, 4 or 6 treble and expect to load it up with a half a pound of power bait. And, you may get a bite, but that fish will never be able to get that thing in its mouth and swallow it. And, it's not like they're hitting a spinner or a lure or whatever, right? They have to eat that off there. So a lot of times for them to even be hooked, they're going to have to swallow it. And, catching planter trout, if you're going to fish this method, I'm going to tell you right now, don't plan on doing much catch and release, because it's pretty much catch, get the pliers out, dig it out of its gills, toss it in the cooler, and that's it, because it's not going to survive.
They like eating that stuff too much. I'll show you. Someone asked, are we talking about the little Corkies here? I go side cam here, Clint. I got like a hook. I got like a little trout hook for comparison. Got little tiny ones. Actually, that thing makes it. Hold on. All right. That makes it look huge. But you can actually see, like, if you use that hook and that Corky, well, there we go. Kind of get the size comparison there a little better. Trying to do without rolling the Corky off the hand. you guys can see what we're talking about here, because once you add a little bit of power bait over that Corky, you can use less power bait, but then that's going to hang. It's going to be able to float that hook. Like you said, oranges,
yeah, and you want to leave
little blues, pearls.
Like I said, sorry, buddy. You want to leave, a little slack in your line too. You don't want to tight line fish that. You want to cast out, let it hit the bottom. I'll generally tighten my line up to where I think it needs to be, and then I'll just pull off, 1 or 2 strips of my drag, just basically so my main line is almost laying on the top of the water in a little bow. And your first indication of that bite is when that main line becomes tight, and that gives them a chance to pick the bait up, back up with it a little bit, and start to swallow it. And so by the time you see that bite on the end of your rod, it's not them pulling the power bait off. It's them swimming off with it and turning, similar to letting a salmon, finish biting it, let the drag rip off. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest mistake most people make is they set the hook with this method. And this method, you don't really need to set the hook. By the time they're hooked, you'll know it. You just pick up and reel, So I think that's a pretty key point there too.
Yeah. I like it to where your line like sits on the water for like 5 feet, kind of coiled up, and then all shoots straight and you got it.
Yeah.
One of the tips we got here.
Man.
So let's talk some rooster tail action too, because even though they're planet trout, they still like rooster tails. I don't think there's a trout on the face of the earth that doesn't like a rooster tail.
Yeah, man. The rooster tail thing for trout has been going on for longer than most of us have been alive. They've been around since the 40s, so they've probably caught more trout than any other spinner out there, and it's just an effective way to catch those fish. Like I was saying earlier, we make them in so many different colors and sizes that really, how do you break down what rooster tails to take to a certain fishery? And generally for trout, I'm a 206 or 212, which is my 1/16th, 1/16th, 1/8, 1/6, and 1/4 ounce sizes. And I generally fish, my favorite colors are black, brown, white, and yellow for trout. Pretty simple to start there. And we have tons of variations off those same colors. But, my biggest thing, I think, for most of those fisheries is blade color. On those overcast days or, I like to fish something with a brass blade. On those high sun days, I like to fish something with a nickel blade. And I'll start early in the mornings with a smaller size and try to fish, before the sun hits the water, those top 5 to 7 feet of the water column, and that's my 1/16th and 1/8 ounce rooster tails. And as the day goes on, those fish they're gonna hit the deck. You know what I mean? Pretty rapid. And so that's when I'll either add some split shot to those smaller sizes, or I will just fish a larger size, like a 1/6 or a 1/4, to get me down to those depths, longer casts, longer retrieves, and target them that way. So it's like I said, you have tools for your toolbox, so to speak. It's just on how and when you use them.
I like how you said black, brown, white, or yellow. Always.
Yeah.
For trout. But you guys make pink ones and green ones and blue ones. Where were you like?
We do, man, and they all work. You know what I mean? And I've caught fish on every color, right? But it's like it's the same thing as fishing. Well, I've seen you many times. What color of flasher do you use? Rotating flasher. Your short bus flasher, right? If you could pick one, what is it? It's chrome, right? Chrome. That's everybody, right? So it's the same thing, right? It's just you go back to what is going to work, and then you can vary off that as you go throughout your day. Like if you notice they're hitting black and they're hitting it consistent, right? Well, we got, black chartreuse. We got, some with chartreuse with black dots. We got black with red dots. We got, black with yellow dots. And so, all these other ones that you have, that little bitty variation could be, closer to what they're feeding on, whether it's a crayfish or a sculpin or, hellgrammites, whatever. And so you can dial that presentation in, but those 4 base colors generally will get me to where I need to go, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Well, shoot, back in the day, like growing up at Battleground Lake, it was like what is it? It's like pink, yellow, or pink, white, brown, the trout pattern, with a silver, with a nickel blade. And that rooster tail was rainbow. Like the only thing, like for whatever, how many years growing up, like that was the only one. Like that was it. Yeah. But it worked. It worked awesome.
Yeah, rainbow's still money, man. And we make, like 4 or 5 different versions of the rainbow. And so again, you can dial it in, and that's just basically a minnow imitation. You know what I mean? When you're coming through that blade, that body, and that hackle, it's just a minnow imitation. And so, or you know, a crawdad imitation or whatever. And so you can dial those colors in. And I think that's where most people miss the key. They think, oh man, I caught him on a fire tiger or rooster tail the other day. I'm going to go out there and murder him with it. And they get one or two and they're like, man, what happened? Well, a couple things happened. Either the planet trout could have got fished out, but you could just need to change your color according to conditions or change your size profile. I mean, sometimes it's as simple as dropping down a couple sizes, or up.
Well, it's always like, you look at the comparison I always say, like with nightmare jig steelhead fishing. Like, you know, I don't fish a nightmare jig because everybody else fishes a nightmare jig. So like I said, the little variations of those colors. But that's just a really good starting point to get guys, you know, geared up and, like you said, start there. But I mean, obviously, like, expanding doesn't hurt, like you're saying.
Yeah, and the reason, you know, I like to start with those four colors is those four colors are in almost every store, everywhere, right? Those are four basic colors. So, you know, it's easy. It's an easy start point, man. It's an easy start point.
What about fishing bait on the rooster tails? Like, let's say you're trolling. I mean, do you like to hang worms? Do you have a favorite preference? I mean, you want to give any tips or kind of touch on that for the guys that are going to troll, or maybe even cast with a little extra something on there?
Yeah, man, you can tip them with crawlers. You know, I've done that before. Even like the pink worms, like your guys' addicted trout worms, right? Like chop that thing in about half and hang it off. And generally when I do that, though, I don't like to do it with a treble. I'll switch them to a single just so the lure stays balanced. I mean, I'm pretty picky about that as far as that goes. I don't like the treble to be weighted one side or the other. I like it to be equal, so I'll generally switch to a single hook if I'm going to add or tip it. But even like tipping it with a maggot or anything like that, man, is good. The Berkeley maggots are great too. I'm tipping with some of those on occasion. And, you know, you can experiment with that, man. I mean, I've done things as simple as like back when I was a kid fishing O'Sullivan, and we would catch tons of bass and crappie and stuff on small rooster tails and perch. And you catch a perch, and you know you cut you little bit of cut bait way back when, and we would just hang like literally a 1/4 by 1/4 inch square of a perch after we cleaned it, you know, on a rooster tail blade and murder. I mean, those perch would eat that like you would not believe. And it was a trick my uncle taught me that he'd been doing for years. And so little things like that, you know, could never hurt as far as tipping it with bait. You just have to look at the lure in the water and make sure it's still running correctly.
We'd call that little strip of perch a little white meat. A little white meat.
Yeah, a little white meat. Little love.
I saw this question here from somebody who asked, and I apologize, I missed the name. You know, you talked about, you know, the 1/16 ounce and the smaller rooster tails, and you're adding split shot. Mm-hmm. Like, would you put that split shot right up against the lure? Would you put it at 6 inches, 2 feet, 5 feet? Where would you add your split shots?
So what I like to do when I'm adding a split shot is I will tie in some sort of small crane or barrel swivel, right? Like about 3 feet above that. Depending on the length of rod I'm using will really dictate how far I put that, because, you know, if you're fishing a 5.5 foot rod, it's going to be hard if you put that split shot, that swivel 3 feet above it, right? But so, you know, 2 to 3 feet is good, but I like a swivel, and I put that split shot right above it. And the reason being is I'm not fighting all day. That split shot sliding down over time and sliding down. I mean, having to repinch it and move it. And so then it just stays there. And so then again, I'm in the water longer. So I'm fishing more effectively longer.
You know, it's so funny you say that. I wish Marlon was here for me, because I always put, like, whenever I have to add shot pattern or split shots to any of my steelhead rigs, I always put a swivel below it, because you're right. That damn split shot is never going to slide past that stupid swivel. And of course, you know, with a lot of the lines we're using, you don't want to sit there with the pliers and just freaking ratchet that damn split shot on, damage your line. So a lot of times you got that. So it's what he's saying, guys, split shot, that swivel's tied up, and then whatever amount of leader material to your rooster tail. There's going to keep everything, going to keep you fishing and being real efficient. But yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, it keeps line twist down nuts. Too. Yeah, me too. And, you know, it keeps your line twist down as well. You know, anytime you add weight or anything like that to a presentation that really wasn't designed for it, it's going to cause something to happen different, right? Like with every action, there's an equal reaction somewhere, right? Like what we learned in high school. But so you put that split shot on there without that swivel, and that split shot could possibly rotate the water if it's not moving or whatever, and it could cause additional line twist. And so I like to have it above that swivel. That way it's almost like having your VIP line lock above your slider, right?
Yeah, it's like
so
a little
it almost
rudder.
acts in that same way. Yeah. It acts in that same way, right? It gives it a place to ground itself on, and it also, as that split shot may rotate when the spinner or whatever, your line below that's not rotating, it's just going to kind of help work its way out a little bit better. And I've noticed that when I bring it in, and because a lot of times just to get the line twist out, I'll bring it in and hang it for 5, 10, 20 seconds or whatever, and let it spin itself out, and it seems to do that a lot easier with a split shot on there with that swivel.
That is really sound sage advice, guys. Another thing, too, I want to add, just since we're going to get into the nitty-gritty about casting little rooster tails and stuff like that, be really careful and watch what pound line you're coming down to the lake and to the river with. A lot of times, if you're trying to fish that 1/16 ounce and you're trying to cast it out, you're trying to work with it, using these like thicker, 12, 15 pound lines ain't going to cut it. You really need to size your line down. You really need to match what you're trying to fish. Match it, get it down to like a 6 pound or an 8 pound line. Just because, like what you're saying, like just that efficiency, getting your stuff down, being able to cast out, having stuff like work the way it should work, so you're not just screwing with it all day. Like bringing those line sizes down to that 6, 8 pound range is going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, I use generally a 10 to 15 pound braid for trout and like a 4 to 8 pound leader. And my leader generally is dictated just due to watercolor.
Yeah, and I was saying, when I was saying that 12 to 15, I was meaning the guys using the 12 to 15 pound mono. If you're going to use the braid, and using that 15 to 20, you're going to have all those good attributes that you want, real thin, real delicate. It's going to cut through the water. It's going to allow those smaller rooster tails, and what you're casting to sink is allowed you to cast far too, because you're going to have a little, your line's not going to have the memory on the spool. It just makes things just fish so much cleaner. And honestly, the guys that are going to cast a little farther off the shore, whether you're stalker trout fishing or river trout, the guys are going to cast a little farther, get a little longer time, get more time in the water, going to catch more fish, period.
Yeah, and especially like if you're river fishing those trout, you know what I mean? If you're fishing too heavy of a line, if you think about like on the bottom of a river, a sculpin or a crawdad or something hopping itself up and moving itself downriver, that's generally not all their body energy, right? The river current helps dictate a lot of that stuff. And with too heavy of a line, it's just a very stiff presentation. And so those lighter lines, lighter leaders will allow that rooster tail as you're drifting it through or reeling it or whatever to float, flutter, bounce, and accept those currents that are in that water and allow it to give that natural action that, and allow those rooster tail, like the hackle is genuine chicken feather, right? So it's actually a real feather. And so it allows it to do that and pop in and out, right? Instead of just, kind of floating along and dragging to the side, if that makes sense.
One other tip, trick, anything you can think of, you're Mr. Rooster Tail. I know we covered a lot just on these little guys. We're going to talk about some little plugs and stuff here in a second. But what else you want to add to the Rooster Tail? Or is there anything? We get it all.
So no, here's something simple too, man. Like, you got to think of a rooster tail as just like a plug or any other lure. That thing can come out of tune. And so if you're reeling in a trout and you flop it up on the bank and it flops around for 34 seconds before you get your hands on that slimy little sucker and get a hold of it, a lot of times that rooster tail can bend, or, somebody might throw it out and be like, the blade's not spinning. Well, those blades aren't steel, right? They're brass blades. And so they can get out of tune. And a simple way to tune a rooster tail blade, if it does come out of tune on you, which does happen, is to take a pair of needle nose pliers, put them at about a 45-degree angle at the top of the blade, and then just work your way down the blade, slowly flattening it back out. The cup on a rooster tail is, it's very, very, very slight, right? It's not as much as you would think. And so by flattening it out a little bit and you can get that rooster tail blade to spin again for you and be back to fishing and not think, oh, this rooster tail is dead. And so kind of a little tip, if the rooster tail's spinning fine, don't mess with it. But if it does come out of tune and you notice the blade's not spinning, that's a simple way to fix that right there on the bank and get back to fishing. So.
One thing I want to add too, a lot of times we'll find ourselves using a lot of rooster tails is when we're catching a lot of fish. And I don't know, depending on your local, laws and regulations, a lot of times if you use bait or scent, even if you catch a fish and it is able to be released, even if you just barely lip hook it, it still counts as part of your limit for that day of fishing. Whereas you can kind of, in some situations, like I said, double check your laws. I know our local regulations allow you to use artificial lures to catch and release. Like I said, don't want to be throwing back a bunch of dead fish, but, having a couple of rooster tails on hand, when your fishing's good, throwing them out there and catching a few extra fish is not a bad time either.
Yeah, no, and that's a great deal. And a lot of time, that's why I switched to that single sidewash hook. It's just easier for me to deal with all that, right? Like, especially releasing them, man, it's just a cakewalk. A lot of fisheries I fish here, one of my local rivers is a single barbless fishery, and it's great, man. I mean, you put a swivel and a single side wash off the back of a rooster tail, and it performs outstanding, right? It performs outstanding. So, but it is nice to have those in there and be able to catch and release, especially like you say, you're having those great days. You hate to end it in like 6 minutes, right? And be like, oh god,
Kids,
I got 12
catching the
inchers.
snot out of them and let them keep going.
Yeah, right. So, no, that's fun. That's cool.
What else is on the table here for some trout and some Yakima bait?
This is a question I want to have for both of you.
Oh boy.
What do you think about scent for trout? And how important do you think it is to play with different scents and use scents? Did you talk about that when I was gone?
We asked about tipping, but we didn't really touch scent.
My DoorDasher got lost. She couldn't find it. She's like, the directions just keep having me drive in a circle. So she was lost then.
How long did she drive in a circle?
Twice.
Scent. Scent.
Yeah, scent. Oh no. What's your opinion on it, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. So yeah, I'm all for scent, man. I love it. And, one of my favorite trout scents, we have the Roostertail scent spray, which is great for the rooster tails because that is right there, money. Look at that on cue. Because you can spray it on the hackle and it's hackle safe. It's part of the PreCheck water soluble scent deal. And so, you spray that on there and it doesn't mat up all the feathers. And I just feel that anytime I can get my own personal foreign or any other foreign scent off the bait, I'm good. Generally, when I start the day, I don't necessarily use scent. But if I notice, it's just one of those things you recognize. If I notice that I should be getting a bit more or, guys next to me are catching fish or whatnot, I'll start changing that presentation up. And one of my favorites for trout is garlic. A lot of times that garlic is just absolute money. So, we used to have a fishing derby here in Zilla, and they would take the community days, they'd plant the trout down here. And my son, we would go down there, he'd just mop up on them, right, when he's a little kid. And the one time we were adding garlic to our baits, and he's catching, like one after another, and some kids aren't catching any. And all his little friends at school were like, you cheated. You were using scent. And I'm like, that's not cheating, son. I'm like, that's playing the game. I'm like, we figured it out. And so I'm a huge advocate for scent for trout. Huge, man, huge. I mean, you think about kokanee, right? Nobody really just takes corn out. They have tuna garlic corn or anise tuna, bloody tuna corn or whatever, right? And so I think it plays into that big factor of putting a few more fish in your box, and scent can never hurt you. I really don't believe that it could ever hurt you. So bad scent could, but
and you heard it first. Garlic is Jared's first go-to.
Yeah, it is, man.
I prefer to use the Addicted Trout blend.
Addicted Trout.
That's great stuff.
What's that?
It's great stuff.
Oh,
it's great stuff, man. I mean, any PreCheck product you put on, man, is money. So.
But the Addicted Trout one may have garlic in it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Let's
what
see.
Else we
I'm
got?
just reading some of these comments here real quick. What else have we got?
Sure.
Let's talk some trout. What else have we got in the Yakima bait lineup that could be?
Let's talk rods real quick.
God,
let's talk
I
rods.
wanted to see what Jared wanted to talk about. Whatever.
No, let's talk rods.
No.
Cool, let's do that.
What do you think? I typically I just like to fish an ultralight rod. What do you prefer, Jared? Do you have specialized rods that you like to use for trout? Like, I like just an ultralight rod just because I think it's just a lot more fun.
Well, boy.
I do, man. I mean, for me, I can't go with a 5'6" rod because being 6'10", my arms are like 5'6", so it's really awkward. So I like a 7.5 foot.
For those that don't know, Jared's about this freaking tall.
Yeah, he's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
So Jared, this is my favorite trout rod, and you should try it if you haven't. It's basically Okuma makes a Guide Select. They make a Guide Select Pro trout rod, and it's like a 7.6 ultralight, 2 to 6 pound. And it's nice. Like, they've inlaid the cork and stuff on it, but just overall, the look and feel and everything of it, I love it, dude. I've been using it for 2 years now.
I've had my buddy Ryan Reed, who you guys know, he gave me, when I worked at Hammers in retail years ago, he gave Hunter 3 or 4 trout rods, and they're Okuma Salilos, and then not Salilos.
I got right here, dude.
Red. Salilos. Yeah, that is Salilo. And then he gave him the SSTs, right? Because they made a trout rod in that as well. And so he's got 2 of each of those, and those are really what we use for trout. I've got a couple of Loomis rods I use for trout as well. But those 7.5 foot ultralight, dude, so fun. And even when I'm trolling plugs with them, that's the same rod I use with a spinning reel, because when they slam it, dude, that rod tip hits the water, and it's so fun.
Exactly. When they slam it, it's just like, there's no better.
Yeah, and you can hear it because it's no, dude, they crush it. Oh, what do you got there, Cam?
Little mag, little trolling mag.
Yeah, those things are great, man. Buzz sure did a good job designing those. You know what I mean? That guy, he knows lures like no other. And being part of helping him design those and seeing how he did it and how he puts the action into those and, watching them perform, it's just cool. I mean, we go to a lot of these trout fisheries. Me and my boy would take the drift boat, row around, and just hammer them. And we can hardly ever get away from fishing plugs just because it's so fun. Yeah, buddy. Oh, you even got the custom last pass one. That one is money right there.
Dude, those are some of the best colors.
Yeah, last pass is probably mine. The blue one is the most asked for custom mag lip, period. And a lot of people carry that one. And then the other one's metallic silver clown, which is absolute money.
This is my go-to right here. I always have this guy out and this guy out.
Orange and orange.
Yep.
Yeah,
I typically am always fishing an orange. So, like, these are my two favorite plugs right here for trout.
Yeah, bro. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with orange, man, for trout.
Like
orange and golds are really good.
Absolutely murder. This is Yakima. This is Brad's. Both amazing companies. But I like to have a little variation. Like, I'm typically never running two of the same plug. I'm always running one that'll act different and one that'll act different until I figure out, okay, they want that one or no, they want that one.
Which one fishes better overall?
Yeah.
You want me to answer that?
No.
I think that depends on really where you fish, though, man, and your style of fishing, too.
What's that?
Yeah. I think that depends on your, the style of fishing and where you're fishing, though, too, as far as which one's going to run better, because I'm sure one would outfish one at one lake and you'll go to a different lake. And
drift fisherman catch for a steelhead. It's like, let's go to a couple runs that I know you're never getting a drift through, and I'll take a float to your and spank you.
It's the same thing that me and you, Jared, always talk about. Right. It's like no one's ever just going to fish one thing because we're all, as fishermen, we're just so curious. We want to know, does that thing work better? Yeah. So we're always
that guy just caught one more than I did. Son of a bitch! What's he doing?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I always I fish. I fish all the brands. Obviously we're sponsored by a lot of brands and we promote a lot of products, but we fish everything.
It's right. I say it's not even about that. It's like if you're not like fishing everything, experimenting like with different hook makeups, different plugs, different. That's why there's 55 million different mag lip colors.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, like if you're not constantly tinkering, I mean.
Yeah, we asked Scott.
That's what it is.
Scott didn't even know how many different colors of things they had. He had no clue.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, I know how many catalog colors we have, but overall customs, I couldn't tell you. And, but it's just one of those things that every fishery is different, man. It's like rooster tail, right? I can tell you what's the most popular rooster tail color pretty much in each state. Like I can tell you in Georgia, it's red. Like if you're going to fish a rooster tail in Georgia, it's red, right? Period. And, it goes that way across the country. And, the way all lures are designed, if they were all designed the same, just like you said, we could all use one lure and be fine, but they're not.
I want to know what's the most popular in Southwest Washington.
Which is the beauty of it, right? And that.
Sorry.
Southwest Washington. Yeah. Southwest Washington, dude, it's gonna be white. I mean, pretty much white across the country, bro. White.
Yeah. Like white on white, like
white.
Just
white, and it's got our standard one. Yeah, the white one has a silver blade. Yeah, that's the most popular one by far.
Really? I would have thought it would have been like a rainbow trout or a brown trout or something.
Do I have a white one in my box?
No.
I don't have one in mine. I know that. Damn, I'm missing the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, white's money. I mean, if you gave me one color that I had to travel the country with, bro, like if you say, all right, Jared, I need you to go catch a fish on a rooster tail in every state, what color are you going to pick? You're going to pick one. It'd be white, hands down.
Same with power bait, white.
Hands down. I mean, and the reason being is once you break out of like just the Northwest in general, bro, I mean, bass fishing everywhere, bro, white. I mean, there's white everywhere. And, I mean, you think about even fall Chinook, man. I mean, how many white bladed spinners do you fish from buoy 10 all the way through the end, right? So white, man, white's money. White fishes well. And white fish is good in pretty much all water conditions.
I just would have thought it would have been like one of these guys, like, you know, for like one of the trout. What is this one? The brown trout color pattern. I just figured because, you know, I mean, fishermen like, you know, the pretty colored, elaborate pattern, you know, but
I would have chose the rainbow trout.
Fishermen do.
Rainbow trout.
Be like a close second.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to recommend 10 rooster tail colors, it's going to be white, brown, black, yellow, brown trout, fire tiger, rainbow, chartreuse.
The fire tiger,
flow
yeah.
Chartreuse.
Like...
Yeah.
Wow.
So those are your 10
white,
top
white,
colors
white.
everywhere.
White on white.
Those ones
go.
everywhere.
Except for
It's
yellow
like
for the
triangle
smallies and the Columbia.
Well, triangle flashers, if you had a silver one, a red one, and a chartreuse one, you're in the game.
Yeah.
You're in the game. It's pretty simple, man. We just like
even Bob Bartholomew goes, yellow coach dog. We were talking about that guy. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Bob's a legend, bro. Bob knows, man. Yellow coach dog is money. You want to smoke bass on the Columbia, dude, from about May until whenever, all up and down that sucker, dude. A 1/4 ounce yellow coach dog is butter. It is.
Oh, I'm not forgetting that, dude.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you catch 50,
that.
60, 70 smallmouth
Cam's
a day.
going to pull
It's
that out of
ridiculous.
his bag one day and win a tournament on it.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's
Yeah, dude. He very well
That's
could.
cool.
He very well could. But that one's money,
I can't
man. And
wait
it's
for
just.
you to get a bass boat and start entering tournaments, and then I'm just going to secretly enter one and just come dominate you.
No, you're not.
Yeah, well,
No.
I can't wait for you to get a bass boat and me to go riding it and you to tell me I'm over the weight limit.
Dude, I'm in. You know what? Truth be told, I don't like bass fishing. Like, I don't like bass. I don't like bass. But I like the competition that's around it. I really do. I really like it. It's addicting as hell.
Cameron's
Well, I'll tell you one thing about.
Yeah, Cameron's competitive? What? Me? No. Even though I got my ass kicked in the last time I got competitive, I got to tone it down a little bit. Jordan whooped me.
I saw that actually. But
how many plug? Yeah, you feel my pain, right? It's like plug bites, bro. Plug bites, like I just pulled my hair out. Truth be told, like no one knows this little dark secret, but all the ones that I like had all my hung back like single hooks, like the ones that were like my cherry ones, I took out of all my other plugs and separated them from when we filmed Addicted Alaska 3, and I took them to Alaska because I didn't have them in the boat. Which is my fault. I'm not, but it was just disgusting. Watching the rods just bury like 3 times in a row, nothing.
So many comments where people were like, "Why is he?"
No.
And I'm like, I have no idea.
Because I thought you were going to announce the contest. I thought he was going to say, okay, because majority of the Chinook in there were pretty dark. I thought you were going to be like Chrome Coho. So I had all my twitching rods, all my plugs, all my back trolling mags. Like I had everything.
You guys didn't know what was going to happen.
Right, we didn't know it was going to happen. So I threw like the token box of plugs in the boat. But I forgot that I'd taken out like all my workers, all my built out plugs, and had them in a different box sitting on the high shelf. And I totally dropped the ball on that. And he's like, most fish, I'm like, well, I know where like all the fish are at. We make one pass and we have 7 takedowns and we only get 1. It's like, oh God, I'm going to yeah, I'll own it though.
I wonder what would have happened if you went down.
I don't know. I mean, but if the contest was, if you did the contest again, and it was the exact same thing, apples, I would have still done what I did. There was no brainer. There was 10 times more fish there.
You got a lot of bites.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it just didn't run good.
Cameron wants them all again.
Next year.
You know, you're talking about the bass fishing thing, bro. And I'll tell you what, and how much you love it and you love the competition. And I've been to a couple of Bassmaster Classics, bro, and those are the coolest things ever. Like, they are free to public, free to children, and everyone that comes to the booth is the happiest soul on the planet, bro. It's nothing like what we deal with here about complaining about fisheries or so on and so forth.
So
the bass fishing world.
I was gonna say they're not worried about. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say there, but yeah, you get it. They're happy. They're catching fish. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, bro, and
There's
1
a lot
pounder is
to
a
it.
6 pounder to everybody. They don't care, right? Like, it doesn't matter size or whatever, dude. They're just catching bass, man. And
my favorite thing about it is like.
Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. They're lag. Sorry. I know.
Sorry, bro. So my favorite thing about it is, like, you know, I talked to a lot of those guys. Seth Fighter, I talked to him a little bit, and he's good friends with one of my buddies. And those dudes are just such down to earth, cool dudes, man, that are just jacked about what they do. And it's just cool to watch, man. And the kids that, go around and look at them, and they put out such a positive vibe for the most part. It's just neat, dude. It's a cool environment. So I get where you're at with the bass fishing, the competition. It's healthy competition. It's fun.
Us as salmon steelhead anglers, I know we're going to talking about bass, but there's a lot of crossover here. And let's be honest, like, we can do a lot of this kind of fishing too up here, but there is definitely like this, they're only bass. And once you really start kind of like getting really into it and you realize like, there's a reason why like those two guys are always on top and those guys are good at what they do. There is so much more under the surface to that fishery than like what most, I will say, the vast majority of salmon and steelhead anglers see. And that there is so, I mean, just like we're talking about like the trout patterns. And I mean, it's very intriguing. It's very cool. Very, very cool.
It is very intriguing. And, a lot of our techniques came from the bass fishing world, plug fishing, drop shotting. Bro, I mean, a lot of this stuff came from that world. I mean, a lot of people don't know that storm wiggleworts were designed for bass in the Midwest, right? They weren't designed for salmon steelhead. They just filtered this way and worked. The Hog Boss from Yakima Bait Company, great lure, bro. And it was designed for bass. It wasn't designed for salmon and steelhead. So, those techniques have transferred over, and we've learned a lot about them and adapted them to our own fisheries. But there's a lot of crossover and a lot of similarities, man.
So I mean, let's be honest. We're all fishing 7-foot fast action, half-ounce jig. You're twitching jigs, our twitching jigs. Like that's what we're doing now. It's what's happening.
Yeah, and they're a great community too. Just like our salmon and steelhead community. Like we're all friends, man. We've been friends for a long time. Whether I have competitor products or not, man. Like the guys from Brad's, or whoever, we're all buddies, right? Like I've been friends with Chris Turvey for 20 some years, right? And I love seeing him successful. I want my friends to be successful. And that's the same thing as the bass fishermen do, man. They cheer each other on. Even though they're irritated, right? They cheer each other on. They had a guy, I think his last name was Martins, pass away the last couple of weeks, was one of the bass guys, or Aaron Martins. And you hear nothing but just positive, great stuff said about this man. And I think that's how we all want to leave fishing, is better than we found it. And that's what that guy did. And that's what these guys are, pushing out there. And I think that's what we're all trying to do, is just leave it better than we found it. And that community is a great community, just like our salmon and steelhead community. But we kind of got off there, but they deserve some props.
No, but that outpouring, you're spot on with that too, man. That is pretty incredible to see that. So.
Well, like we said, down to earth is KVD, dude, 100%, and he's not just bass. Like he had so much fun, you could see it in the videos with you guys.
Yeah, that guy.
That's how we convinced him to come out here, and that was some incredible couple days of fishing. For those of you that don't even know, we ended up getting KVD out here to go salmon fishing with us. Check it out on the YouTube channel if you guys haven't seen it. You want to see a bass guy absolutely take it to the salmon, doing bass technique, twitching, ripping plugs, jerk baits. Oh, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Yeah. Well, it's like Big Dave taking Roland Martin out there, and Roland Martin's casting a crankbait like he was and smokes a steelhead, right? Great. That's awesome, dude. That's that crossover, man.
That was
Bridge that gap.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious. And who else could you put Roland Martin with but Big Dave, right? Like Big Dave is just a legend in himself. That guy is fun to go to the grocery store with, right? I love that dude. We have so much fun together. He's so funny.
Yeah, Big Dave's awesome.
He's great, bro. He's a good human.
Wait till you guys see Addicted Alaska 3. I don't want to say anything, but Big Dave was in it. Just that's all I can say.
Bro.
Spoiler.
You just told everyone.
He knows everyone knows he's in it. But
we might as well just give these guys. I was talking to Jared a little bit about it. We are actually gonna put tickets for sale at the end of November for Addicted Alaska 3. Pre-sale tickets for the movie premiere are coming at the end of November.
So nice.
Where is it premiering?
It's going to be the first movie premiere is going to be premiered in Vancouver, Washington. We're going to do it at the Kiggins Theater. But another little spoiler alert that I'm just going to tell you guys right now because it's happening. We are also going to be premiering our movies at the Portland and the Puyallup Sportsman shows. So both those sportsman shows, we will be having movie premiere nights at the shows. So it should be.
I hope it's a good movie.
A freaking party.
I hope it's a good one.
Yeah, it should be.
Hope
a
it doesn't
party.
suck.
So, and we're gonna have a bunch of photography, a bunch of pictures coming out in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna have a few little movie trailers coming out in the next few weeks. So be on the lookout.
So exciting! And Big Dave is there.
It was an epic trip, guys.
Yeah.
I really hope we captured it how I think we did.
Addicted
I'm sure you did, bro. You guys do a great job. One thing I like about the Addicted stuff and stuff George's doing, you guys do is you capture that emotion that we all feel when we go fishing. And I think that's where the name and you know, what we all do for a living is you guys kind of speak that out really, really well with what you do, is the addicted, right? Like, it's just this constant driving force, and it's not like a negative addiction, it's a positive one. And so I bet you guys absolutely crushed it. So I'm looking forward to seeing it myself.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. There's some really cool stuff that happened, and it's, I would say, out of all the movies that we filmed, this one really is a straight up adventure. Like, some of the stuff that we do, like Big Dave lived up to every single thing that you could ever imagine about that guy.
Crazy guy, crazy place, crazy fishing, crazy.
Some of the stuff that we were doing with that guy, I was like, what in the hell am I doing right now?
We almost died almost once.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Like, it was.
Yeah, he told me.
It was amazing.
I've talked to him a couple
and I
of
think
times, bro.
everyone out there is really going to love it, and I'm excited. We actually brought, on the first movie, just to give you guys a little background, the first movie we had one camera guy. The whole movie we had one camera guy, and then we filmed everything else with GoPros. The second movie we had two camera guys, so we actually brought two camera guys. And so in this movie we said, Addicted Alaska 3, we better have 3 camera guys. So we brought 3 camera guys to this last movie. We actually hired a couple guys out of Oklahoma that are like next level film guys. And so I'm so excited to have you guys see it. It's going to premiere in January. It'll be at the end of January. As soon as I get official dates out there, you guys will see it kind of coming out when we talk about it in the future weeks. But the end of January will be the first premiere. And then we will also be premiering them in the Puyallup Sportsman Show and the Portland Sportsman Show. And we will have booths this year at both of those shows. So we will be at Puyallup set up with a booth, and we will be in Portland set up with a booth. So we're excited to come back out and finally get to hang out with everyone again.
Yeah, we'll all be partying in Puyallup, right, Jared?
Jared with it, dude. He ain't gonna be partying with us. I asked him today, but he said he'll come hang out for a day or two.
Yeah, I come hang out for a day or two, bro. After 2 years of being bound down, I got to get out and get moving. You know what I mean? So, but I did see my son. He commented. He's like, "I'd like some tickets for that show." Hunter's like, "Yeah, he'd like to go see that." He loves hanging out with Big Dave too. Yeah, I might know a guy or two. But yeah, we go hang out with Big Dave and pop off, and Hunter hears some stories that and sees some things that probably no 14, 15-year-old kid should ever see, I can tell you.
No, I can only imagine.
We'll leave it at that.
Oh, bro, if I could tell you some of the stories which you know on here, it'd be insane. Big Dave needs to slowly start writing a book. We need to video some memoirs of Big Dave, so when we're all 70, we can play them, and it'd be hilarious.
It would be. It really would be. It
Yeah,
really
bro.
would be.
Yeah.
Big Dave series.
Yeah.
I don't know how we even.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from.
I don't even know how we
went
we literally
set,
just released
went to
all. I had
Roostertails
zero
color.
plans of telling you guys about Addicted
Yeah,
Alaska.
I was gonna say. Then we went to Bass. We went to KVD, and then we went to movie premieres. And I didn't even get to talk about this little guy for Trout. That's the last little spinning goal ideas.
We might as well just go freaking super exclusive on these guys.
What are we doing now? What are we doing? What is going on?
I'm gonna show all you addicts out there some
You don't want to talk
super
about these, like for
exclusive stuff.
Oh, is he gonna?
forget it. Don't worry. Next time, Jared.
What is it?
It's all good. I tell you what, one thing's for sure, we have covered some topics
Squirrel.
tonight. We
Yeah,
have went
squirrel.
everywhere. Yeah, bro, the squirrel, man, for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Talk about it while
That's
Marlon's
funny.
doing that.
No, I'm almost got it right here.
Well, Marlon's looking. I want to say happy birthday to the Marines and happy Veterans Day, and thank you to every one of you out there, man. We appreciate, love all of you. You absolutely crush it. Absolutely. So thank you.
Absolutely do.
Absolutely, and I love that you said that. And if any of you veterans out there don't already know, me and Cam talk about it all the time, but we support you guys so much, and we appreciate you, and we're thankful to have all you veterans out there. So,
Amen,
Absolutely.
brother. Amen.
and also, isn't it one of our friends' birthdays today? I think
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, the
Mr.
one and only.
Mr. Charles, happy birthday, buddy.
The one and only.
Hopefully you got out there and did some fishing today, Charles.
He did.
I got you a present.
He's efficient.
I sent you the link, Clint.
Nice.
I don't even know where
To
we're
my
playing.
phone or to what?
That's all. How am I going to send it to the computer? It's a
You
link.
can airdrop
Oh,
it.
that's not.
You can still airdrop it.
How?
I don't know what's going on here
Same
anymore.
thing. Hang on.
Happy birthday.
Just airdrop it to yourself.
Okay, I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Jared, you're going to want to stick around for this, dude. He can see the screen.
Bro, I
right?
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
We're going to show you guys. Yes, Isaac, we will have some more Northwest Fishing Secrets collabs in the works. I was actually just talking to him a couple days ago.
Hang on.
Oh, Victoria, I'm sorry to hear
pass
that.
it along for sure.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Victoria. I read that one too. Prayers for your family. Much love. Yep.
Absolutely, Jordan. We're going to do some more Northwest Fishing Secret collabs for sure. We talk to Life quite a bit. He's one of our good friends. So I'm going to talk to him about the Puyallup show too and having him come down and hang out at the booth at the Puyallup show.
Joseph, I've seen you
I
ask
love
this
that
question,
dude.
and we've said it before. Look online. There's reports out, and there's a couple news articles out right now that are saying when and where those trout will be stocked and what has been stocked already. Some places already have fish in them.
Yeah.
For the fall.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of it's predicated on water temperatures. Like the water temperatures have to match kind of where the hatcheries are at and where they're going. That's why they do a lot of stocking kind of in the fall, and then it gets kind of a little too cold, and then they do it in the spring. Like it seems to really matter. And then some lakes I know it matters and some doesn't.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Big Dave in the middle, the centerpiece. I love it.
Alaska, I can't say it.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
Why do I have...
Dude, that is a cool
Wait, are these the
photo.
photos? Oh, you're not doing a trailer.
No.
What can people see?
Why are
right
we doing photos? Don't be dumb, man.
What do you mean?
Too late. I'm hitting open.
Who cares? Let's show these guys some
Oh.
badass pictures that we took when we were in Alaska.
Dude, it's incredible.
That's cool.
You guys flying?
This is a preview, guys, of like just some of the I mean, truth be told, next level stuff that these camera guys are going to bring to this to this Addicted Alaska series.
Yeah.
Is Dave rowing his boat?
Yes,
Yes,
we are.
he is. You might want to scroll faster.
Yeah, scroll way
There's a
faster. What are you
lot of them,
doing?
Just kind of.
Well, I'm looking.
A lot of them are like doubles and triples.
Yeah,
I'll send you the link, Clint. You can look at it later. But yeah, guys, this is just a little
Wow,
sneak
Big Dave
peek.
looks serious.
I shouldn't even probably be showing you this, but I wanted to. So it's a little sneak peek on some of the photos that we got when we were on the trip. And again, we really, really hope you guys will come out by the masses and see this movie. We put a lot into it, and we're excited to show it to you.
Some of those drone shots are just so incredible.
So we'll have.
Oh, you probably can't show.
Yeah, don't show
Stop,
any.
stop showing.
Yeah, don't
Stop.
show
There's
any.
other pictures in there people cannot see. That was the teaser. Fish. That's the end of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
bad idea.
They got
Terrible,
one
Marlon.
fish.
Terrible.
I wasn't gonna let him go all the way.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go.
So anyway, guys, be on the lookout for that. We'll start announcing it very soon. It's going to be, like I said, the first premiere will be at the end of January, and then the other premieres are going to be at the Puyallup and the Portland Sportsman Show. So we'll announce the tickets when they go on sale, and we're so excited to release it to you.
Where can those not in the
That's
Pacific
cool,
Northwest see the movie Mothership? Eventually, we'll either get it out to Vimeo or get it out to YouTube. I think eventually.
It'll go on YouTube eventually,
Yeah, I
guys.
mean eventually, but we like to have these events, and unfortunately, if you can't go, I mean, yeah, people, I'll just wait to see it free on YouTube. But a lot of times at these events, we do big giveaways. We have a lot of fun. They're awesome meet and greets. Feels like we can get finally back into that state of mind a little bit. I mean, if they're putting 70,000 people in a college stadium watching football, we can show a damn movie.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
they're
do,
a lot
absolutely.
of fun.
No,
They're
and,
awesome
and like
events.
Cam said, these are events. We'll have a stage, we'll have microphones, we'll have people coming up on stage, we'll have probably some of our product partners set up there. We'll be doing all sorts of giveaways. There's usually food, beverages, all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really good time.
So good.
The second movie that we did when we did it at Alberta Rose Theater in Portland that we seated 396 people and the tickets sold out in 6 minutes. So if you want to get on them when we talk about it, make sure you're ready because I'm sure they're going to sell out. But our plan is to do more of these premieres too, guys. We really want to get, somewhere really close up towards Seattle and maybe get somewhere really close down in Southern Oregon and maybe go east. We're going to try to do everything we can to premiere them wherever we can. It's a lot of time and money and all that to make it all come together, but we're going to do our best, everyone.
Buy an airline ticket. Come to the sportsman show. If you're into salmon fishing, where's the better sportsman show than the one in Portland?
That's right. And Clint's right about that. If you're not from the Northwest and you've never been to the Portland Sportsman Show, come to the show. It is an absolutely incredible experience. There's so many One thing people don't realize is a lot of these vendors, us included, and a lot of the people that come to the Portland Sportsman Show and Puyallup, and honestly any of those shows, they're selling stuff. And they're doing really, really good deals. And there's a lot of really, really good stuff at those shows. So I love them. I always blow tons of money there.
It's really cool though too, because like the one thing I get out of the shows more than anything else is going and talking to the vendors and talking to people, and just seeing like getting that information like one-on-one, and actually talking to the guys that are either making your lures or making these products or doing whatever, and getting that feedback or giving that feedback as well.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
It's just like a big. It's a public
and I love
sportsman
meeting
show,
all
but it's a
you
trade
guys.
show too.
I usually get sick, but I love meeting all you guys. It's so amazing. Like, it's so cool just to be able to shake hands and take pictures and do all that stuff with all the fans out there that watch us and love our content and appreciate it.
But
yeah, it's in February.
Seminars too, right? Like,
Yep.
I mean, you could do days of seminars and learn.
Yep.
Not just shop.
Yeah, so the Puyallup show, guys,
Can
is
you tell we're
February
excited about the
2nd
shows
through the 6th. What?
So can you tell we're all excited to do shows again?
Yeah. The Puyallup show is February 2nd through the 6th, and then the Portland show is the 16th through the 20th of February. And I don't know the official day that the movie will be premiered at the show. It'll be one night at the show that the movie's premiering. So,
They're not going to have enough seats.
Well, you should do it February
almost
17th.
500.
That's Hunter's birthday. He'd
Oh.
love to do that for his birthday present.
Oh, they can do a
seats.
couple of the studios
No, they're
together.
setting up. They're literally setting up a whole section for our movie.
I bet the 500 goes. Guaranteed. Anyways, listen to what Jared just said.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah, I said February 17th is Hunter's birthday, and I bet that'd be a great birthday present for him. He'd love it.
Absolutely. Give me your
see
give me
if
your
there's
Just
address.
tossing that out
Give
there.
me your address, Jared. We'll throw a little freaking birthday present in the mail for him.
Solid, brother. Solid.
I think he
Yeah,
wants to come to
that's
the
cool,
show.
man. He's commented
what
like
I'm
5
talking about.
times. I've been watching him comment on there. I was like, yeah, that's funny.
He might get some VIP little tickets in the mail or something for his birthday.
Hey, that would be good stuff, man. He'd like that. Yeah, he loves it, man. That kid's cool. I sure wish more people would get their kids out fishing. I try to promote that as much as I can. You know what I mean? Getting the kids out in the water, because I've been taking Hunter since he was 2 in a diaper, casting a pink worm for steelhead on the Click at That, and the kid just absolutely everywhere. So I try to use him in a show to get your kids out, and he's definitely set a good example for a lot of younger kids. That's for sure.
Absolutely, man. It's really important to get this next generation of kids out there caring about fishing. It's one of the things that I have always loved about Addicted, and one of the things that continues to make me just want to keep pushing the brand forward is, just all the messages and letters and stuff that I get from a lot of kids, honestly, all over the country. We have a door in here that I have some of the stuff like nailed to the door of letters and stuff that we've just got from kids. And it's just super cool. It's really cool to see it happening. And it's cool to see them excited about the same things that I was excited about growing up and wanting to be fishing. So absolutely right,
Yeah.
dude. Get your kids out fishing if you don't.
Yeah, take them out, and the more they learn, like anything else, man, the better they're going to become at it. And I've taught him to respect it. I mean, I drop him off in my 30-foot sled, dude. I'll drop him off at Drano in the middle of Springer season. I'll back him in, drop him off in the dark, and I just take off and go park. And he takes the boat off the trailer and runs around, comes back and gets me. It's just cool watching him do that. And now he teaches other people. We take other people on the boat. And he's helping 40-year-old adults catch their first fish. And I don't guide. I just take family and friends, out to share an experience of what I've learned. So hopefully they take their kids.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
Dude, he was coming down
Just
the
like you
river.
can. We were talking.
Oh, I was going to say, you were coming down a river. I don't remember this. With me and Mike on the bank fishing.
Yeah.
And we reel in, and you'd come down with your kid, and me and Mike had probably put our stuff through there 5 times each. And you come down, and your kid hooks one instantly right where we just passed our stuff through. And you were laughing.
I remember that.
No, it was just me and Mike. We were
All right.
bank fishing. It was me and Mike.
I remember that, dude. I come around the corner. I was like, "Oh, sorry, guys," and you're like, "Oh, no, let him cast." And dude, he fired out and hit the water. And that same river, that same day, Hunter and I went 17 for 23 that day. And we come around the corner at this one spot, and these guys, his name's Josh Tipton, super nice dude, and him and his buddy Ricky, and they're sitting there on the bank, and I'm trying to float through and not disturb them. They're like, "Let the kid cast." I'm like, "You don't want him to cast. I'm telling you right now." And Hunter proceeded to hook like 14 or 15
Did you guys bring
steelhead
popcorn?
in that one hole. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, the kid's fishy, so it was pretty funny. But yeah, when I seen Clint that day, it was funny. Hunter ended up losing that fish, but it was a big fish. But I mean, he was only like 10, right? And he's trying to roll a big old steelhead out of boulders and stuff. It was pretty fun.
That's really, really
Kids
cool.
are good luck.
Well, Jared, I think we're going to let you kick it. Unless you got anything else you want to tell the people, dude.
Nah, my biggest thing was just hanging out, having some fun with you guys, and making sure, like I said, tell the Marines happy birthday, tell the veterans thank you, and that's about it, man.
I feel like we talked about just about everything. So, I think we're...
Bro, we crushed it. We absolutely crushed it.
Oh, it's good stuff.
All right, Jared. Well, we appreciate you, man, and
Always.
we'll get you on more of these in the future. And we got some plans to film with Jared coming up in the real near future as well. So you guys will see him on some Addicted Lives and some other videos coming real
Very
soon.
cool.
So.
Very cool,
man.
fellas. You guys have a great night. I appreciate it.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
man. Have a good night.
Yep. You too. Bye.
All right, addicts.
Yeah, we talked about a lot there. I'm sorry, guys, but I just, Jared's a fishy guy, and his insight and on any of those subjects and topics is no brainer.
Yep.
Good to listen to.
Yep, fun to have on. All right, guys. So we're going to give away the Addicted Winter Chrome Kit to one lucky winner who has stayed with us tonight. And the question tonight is going to be, how many of you are going to try to attend the Portland or the Puyallup Sportsman Show? Are you guys going to go? Or, in fact, are you going to any of the sportsman shows that O'Laughlin Trade Shows puts on? Because I think there's one in, like, Central Oregon. There's a lot of them. I think they do quite a few shows. So just let us know, are you going to go to the sportsman show this year? Are you planning on attending the sportsman show? And if you know the city of which one you're going, put that. That'd be cool to know.
And TJ, I know we keep talking about kayak fishing. Damn it. I keep seeing your name and I keep going, oh, yeah, I was supposed to do all that kayak salmon fishing. Well, I tell you what, I am going to do a ton of kayak trout fishing. I promise. Oh, I promise. Yeah.
Dude, let's just take
salmon
the old yaks on 12,000.
No. That would be a yard sale and maybe a body. A really cold swim.
Perfect.
Let us know if you're not going to come to the Portland Sportsman Show and why, or if, whatever.
There's lots of people saying they are.
I know, but I'm just saying if you're not, don't be afraid that just by saying you're not, you're still going to get entered. And...
Oh, thanks for the super chat, Tail Chaser Northwest. We
did a
appreciate
couple,
it.
actually.
Oh, if we missed your other super chats, man, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Tail Chaser Northwest. It's a good name. I like it. Chasing tail.
Only if Cam or Jordan buys me a corn dog. Well, Thunder, I'll tell you right now, Jordan can buy you a corn dog.
Yep, Jordan's got you. Come by the booth.
Come by the booth. Come by the booth and be like, Jordan, you owe me a corn dog. And then he won't know, but we'll know, and it'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
There you go.
In fact, every single person watching right now,
careful.
can you please come up to Jordan at the Portland show and ask him for a corn dog? That way, the whole show, he'll be wondering, like, why are all these people asking me for corn dogs?
Am I buying corn dogs? We'll have to give him a budget.
Hey, the cool thing, too, guys, this year about the Portland show is it's going to be Addicted, our booth, which we got 40 foot of space. Then next to us, it'll be Cameron, and then it'll be Jordan, it'll be Popoff, and Swanson. So it'll be Eric's pretty much for the...
By the way, Jordan, you have to have a corn dog.
Yeah. I'm stoked. It's going to be basically 80 feet of Addicted booths, which is going to be badass.
I've got money set aside for ADX and a corn dog.
80 feet total.
With all the guides.
We will be there.
It's going to be sick. We're going to own that whole aisle.
Say corn dog. Jordan's corn dog day will be strong.
All right, Clint, let's pick a winner.
Good stuff. Do you have a corn dog? Never mind.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so glad that thing died until then.
James Ekman. James Ekman says, "Old Portland Sportsmans."
I think he said, "Oh, lots of laugh, Portland Sportsmans."
Well, whatever. James Ekman, you just won an Addicted Winter Chrome
Congratulations,
Kit
James.
version 2, and guess what, James? You are going to be the first person that, to my knowledge, unless someone else has gotten one somehow on the black market, but you're going to be the first person, to my knowledge, that has one of these kits. We will get this shipped out to you tomorrow if you shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know that you won the Winter Chrome Kit, and we'll get this thing shipped out to you. And congrats, dude.
Yeah, congrats. I'm pretty sure I took you out ocean fishing like 3-4 years ago. Can't remember what it
Maybe.
was, but yeah.
Let's do them real quick before we
Let's
leave.
do some photos.
And then also, guys, do not forget, these kits are going to be available for purchase early this week, maybe even tomorrow. So make sure you go over to those locations, those Costco locations. Right before we leave, I'll have Clint throw them up on the screen one more time so you guys can check them out. But go to Costco, support us, please, on these kits. It helps us a lot, and Costco will keep rebuying them. And I know you guys are loving them. So there's the locations again.
I'm at Costco at 9:30 tomorrow to get mine. We should do a contest. Whoever posts one first wins a gold star.
How would I know?
It's a gold star. It's just when they post it on a forum.
a gold star.
Gold star.
Okay, so there you go. Costco kits. They'll be available very soon. Luke Richards. That's a nice fish. It's a cool picture.
Yeah.
I like that picture too. Oh, yeah. He's got the Maloo's hoodie on. Nice little bonker. I can never tell on the black and white. You don't know if it's chrome or if it's black.
It doesn't matter. It's a nice fish.
Super nice fish. Was he got holding 3? Freaking whacking and stacking them. Nice fish, Justin. He's Jeff is super stoked that he just caught that.
Yeah.
Nice fish, Jeff. Oh yeah.
Plug takedowns. I wish I would have landed a few more.
Jared
Chumley.
McMillan. Chum. Those are so fun to catch.
We didn't do any chum this year.
Oh, hell yeah. Love it.
Lobsters?
Those are probably so tasty. Rocking the Addicted, too. Randy Young. Nice fish, man.
Purple back.
Another chromer.
I know right where that's at. Stay out of there.
Whose boat is that? Is that your boat?
No, it's not my boat, but that's my backyard. Stay out of there.
Chromers, dude. All these things are dime. Nice fish, Randy.
Dimes.
Regan.
That is a nice fish.
She's just so stoked to catch
That's
that.
a good one, man.
Nice fish. Bonk. Nice fish, Nick.
Massacre.
Wally Brewer. Nice fish. Look at that
What
hook
the hell?
placement. Flossed him.
Snagged fish. Gotta put it back. It's not inside the mouth. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nice fish, WT.
Good fish, dude.
Wyatt Whitney with a stud.
What is that?
I don't know. Looks like a little
You
fish.
can't see the tail. It's a nice fish. Nice chrome. No, it's
No,
coconut
no.
don't have spots, so that's the first thing you'd rule out, Clint. But whatever.
Nice fish either way, Anthony.
But that's like the only thing I would not have guessed. But good try.
Here's Beard Carter 42. That must be his YouTube handle or something.
That's all, there was no name in the email, and that was his email.
I guess it doesn't really matter because that fish is blinging.
He's got the hoodie. Look, he's got a hoodie and a beanie.
Oh yeah, he's got the Stay Fishy on. Nice, dude. Thanks for sending in the
Fishy
picture.
there. Coho.
Oh my god, that's a nice fish.
Big one. God, I love those big cohos.
Nice fish, Brett. Brittany with another chromer, dude. People just whacking and stacking this fall. It's been a crazy good season. I haven't really fished any of it. Too busy hunting. What is that?
It's like a trout out of the net.
Jumping out.
I don't know.
It
Did
looks
fish
like
jump
it's
out
like
or
it
did
might
jump
have.
in?
Either way, nice. It looks like a stud.
That's a cool
fish.
photo. That's
Yeah.
a really cool photo, though.
Yeah. It's a super.
I don't know if they caught the fish. I'm just kidding. Freaking slab.
God, that is a tank. Where's Brett fishing? He's shown a couple freaking tank fish already. That thing looks big too. Brooke, nice fish, Brooke. You can tell that's big. Even like she's like holding it really close. I mean, she's small, but I think that's a big fish.
Mhm.
Good
Nice
fish chase.
We got a lot of photos sent.
Oh, we didn't do 2 weeks, right?
Oh,
that's
the old
right.
lobster. That's what Jordan went down
Slacking.
after.
A
Nice.
couple
Those are.
lobster picks.
I want to eat one of those.
You tripping. Marco, nice fish.
Little double action.
Doubles, buddy. Doubles.
That's it. All right. I'm tired.
That was a long talk. That was a fun talk.
You got anything else?
Nope. I know.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, guys, be on the lookout. The merch drop for the fall. Actually, I'm not going to tell you guys. I've given you guys already too much tonight.
We've given you enough, and all you want is more.
No,
we're done.
yeah, we have merch. We have a merch drop coming. I'll announce the date really soon. We have a whole bunch of really cool holiday sales and deals we're gonna run throughout the rest of the holiday season. So be on the lookout for all those. You guys have been buying just tons of stuff on our website, and can't thank you enough for the support. We really appreciate it. We pretty much have 2 almost full-time guys working in the merch shop now, shipping stuff for us. So thank you guys so much for supporting us and buying our products. And that's all I got. More videos coming. We'll have a new video up on the YouTube channel tomorrow, so be on the lookout for it.